Right, let's find out what's going off in your love life. You and them reading time. One spread for you, one spread for them. These are available in the link in bio. Same day guaranteed from just 20 quid. Might be in a relationship, might be single, got your eye on somebody, might be the dreaded situationship, or we might be psychically spying on the ex. I've not done a you, them, and them reading for a while. It's on my list to do for YouTube because I want to make a longer one. So you'll probably just see segments on here because I'm faffing about. So do go and give me a follow on there, please. There is longer content, and I'm going to be doing one after this. Well, I've got a targeted individual one to do, and then I'm going to do one after this. After that, sorry. Right, let's start with you. These tend to go chronological. Outcome card being closer towards the divination part. Right, so we start with the High Priestess. So the High, I'm not putting a time scale on these. Yeah, normally, if you have a private one, it's up to 6 months, but I don't want to put a time scale on it. It might go up to like a month, just for shits and giggles. Right, High Priestess. So the High Priestess is one of the Divine Feminines. She's Divine Feminine on a more spiritual based level. Now, she's about balance, duality. That's why she's got the black and white pillar either side of her there. She's connection with spirit. She's intuition. Now, I feel like this is some kind of divine guidance coming into play for whoever you are, right? The problem is, judgment in the reverse. You have to excuse me. I've been eating giant straws with the dog. They're a little bit stuck around my teeth. Sorry. Yeah, judgment in the reverse. This talks about either internal or external judgment. I feel like you're not judging yourself worthy enough of this connection. Three of Swords. Swords are where we think words we use. We call this a heartbreak card for obvious reasons. Now, although it's the heartbreak card, it's swords, so it's stuff that's happened in the past. Now, it's either that you are carrying self-limiting beliefs, and please remember that self-limiting beliefs start from childhood. The moment that you get squeezed out of mummy dearest, you are programmed with self-limiting beliefs. You're not good at that. You should be doing this, blah, 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 blah. And what we need to do is actually stop and say, is that what I believe, or is that what I've been told? And I pretty much guarantee you, virtually everything you know about yourself isn't what you think. It comes from other people, it comes from society. And it's about unpicking that. The other way we can go is that in the past, you've been cheated on, you've been had your heart broken, and there's a fear of that, and that's almost kind of causing some obstacles and blockages in this connection. Let's continue. Okay. Right, so we then got the Magician. So the Magician's a very positive, powerful card. It's a manifestation card. You've been given an opportunity to kind of manifest either this into existence or better, whatever the situation is, right? We then got the Hierophant in the reverse. So the Hierophant's the Divine Masculine on a more spiritual based level. Now, upright position relates to my star sign of Taurus, so it can talk about sticking some kind of tradition. Reverse position, breaking away from that. The other way we can go is going on a journey of self-discovering, learning more, developing more. Who am I? What am I? What do I want? Where am I going? Reverse position, it could be a refusal. Let's find out which way that's going with the overall outcome card. Queen of Wands. Right, so it's going to be breaking away from some kind of tradition. Wands, fire action. Court cards can be an energy within ourselves, can be the energy of somebody else around us. Queens are feminine energy, kings are masculine energy. In tarot, we talk about energy, not gender. Can be a man, woman, somebody non-binary. I'm going to say this is yourselves, right? I don't know how or why, but it's probably because you're supposed to be stepping into your divinity. The universe is giving you an opportunity to manifest away these blockages that you have there. And that's going to step you into your Queen of Wands energy, which is about being in your feminine power. Now, being in your feminine power is about knowing your worth and value in any given situation, accepting yourself for who you are, your good points, your bad points, your cringe points, and just going, this is me. This is me. You either want me, you don't want me, you love me, you hate me, I don't give a flying monkey, okay? And then we sit back in it, okay? You don't chase, you attract. You want this, you come and get a bit. Turn up right. No pages, no knights. Only a king's offer will do. Okay, so that's looking really good for you. Obstacles or blockages. Temperance in the reverse. So the Temperance card for me is the alignment card. It's when our mind, body, soul's on alignment. We know who we are, what we want, where we're going. You'll also notice, hopefully, if you can see, the angels pouring into her own cup. So it talks about periods of self-love, self-care, self-healing. I feel like you've been neglecting your self-love and self-care And that's been throwing you out of alignment because you've been carrying this stuff, you've been judging yourself too heavily. Yeah, with that magician, it feels a little bit like an accidental manifestation. It feels like you're just going to get frustrated with carrying those swords in your heart, and you're just like, oh, I'm just done with this now. And the universe goes, right, you get it. You know, it's almost like you've conned the universe. Removing any blockages. Page of Pentacles. Pentacles, earth, money, finance, non-financial wealth. That's what we're investing our time, efforts, and energies in. Pages are more youthful energy. Don't have the knowledge or experience of the kings and the queens. Don't have the full motion of the knights. More about giving something a go. Now, this page is about an offer. He's offering the pentacle. What you're being asked to do is just give yourself a little bit of an opportunity, just to say, you know, I am worthy, I'm good enough, yada, yada. So let's go on to them. Let's see what's cracking off on their side of the fence. So I'm not sure if this is an actual relationship, to be honest with you. It could be more that you've got your eye on somebody. I don't feel it's a situationship. I've got to be honest with you. I mean, it could be, but it's unlikely. It's unlikely because we've not really got any other characters on the go bar that page of Pentacles. Right. So let's go on to them. Right, okay, so 4 of Cups in the reverse. Cups, water, emotions. They're the figure under the tree. They're staring at the 3 cups. Stuck, bored, jaded, fed up, cloud, handcuffed, no opportunities. Upright position, stuck there, can't see the wood for the trees. When's it going to change, okay? Well, it's going to change when they lift their head up and see there's a really great big cut by their head, right? It's in the reverse position. So they're starting to see that. They're starting to realise that. They're potentially, you know, if this is something that's not really got off the ground properly, and again, I don't want to say situationship here, but if they're kind of waiting around for you to sort your shit out basically and change, they're starting to go, well, maybe there's other options out there for me, and not necessarily in love, just in life in general. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Pentacles, earth, money, finance, non-financial wealth again. King's masculine energy. Again, it can be a man, woman, somebody non-binary. King of Pentacles in the upright position is grounded, solid, stable. Reverse position, it can indicate somebody who's selfish, miserly, runs off to their man cave. Okay, what it's got an air of is, because when I said grounded, I felt more like this situation's making this person feel ungrounded. Okay, now being an earth sign myself, and therefore earth energy by default, we like to feel grounded. We don't like to have things up in the air. We don't like to not know what's going off because it makes us anxious, right? Hermit in the reverse. So the Hermit card in the upright position is a positive card. It talks about periods of withdrawal and reflection. What's gone right, what's gone wrong, what direction we're going in next. You'll also notice the Hermit shining a lamp. So it talks about what I call going into the dark side, shining a light on the demons, the trauma, the situation, coming out the other side stronger. It's in the reverse position. There could be a bit of a refusal to see the situation as it really is. Let's continue. Right. Right, okay. Hold fire. 6 of Wands. Wands fire action. Story of this card is some great war going off. This village have been out to local battle. They've won. They've returned back to the village. They're celebrating. They know the greater war is yet to be won, but they know by celebrating the little wins along the way, it boosts morale of the troops. So they're not where they want to be yet with this connection, but it falls in line with that magician energy there. And yeah, they're kind of going, well, we're not where we want to be yet, but at least we're going in the right direction. 2 of Wands. So this is about making a plan moving forwards. There, the chap there, globe in the hand, surveying the scenery. So he knows what he wants. He's now making a plan of how to get there. Overall outcome card. Good if we had a King of Wands, wouldn't it? Power couple. 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. Pentacles, earth, money, finance, non-financial wealth. So there's one of 3 ways that we can go with this. I'm scrubbing out way 1 because it talks about things being chaotic and it doesn't really fall in line with the reading itself. Way 2 is having choices, not sure what to make. Reverse position, making a choice. Way 3, infinity loop around the coins, karmic cycle. Reverse position, breaking a karmic cycle. Okay. Obstacles or blockages. 7 of Swords. This is advice for you because I'm not reading for them. So Swords there, where we think words we use. Tarot book version of this card talks about sneaky, deceptive behaviour. I don't want to go there based on the reading here. We go for my interpretation, imposter syndrome. You have imposter syndrome, and that's holding you back. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. Yada yada. Final card, removing any blockages. 7 of Wands, Wands fire action. So you're the chap on top of the hill here, fighting off the 6 of the Wands or staves. What you're being basically asked to do is stand your ground for this connection, stand your ground for yourself. So this is a bit of an unusual one for mine. Right, so I'm sticking with what I said in spread 1 for you. I feel like you're carrying some self-limiting beliefs, some trauma from the past, etc. And by some kind of miracle, and this is going to sound really odd for one of my readings, and I'll explain why for a second. It feels like potentially with the magician, this person is manifesting you breaking this cycle, breaking away from this tradition of putting yourself down and not knowing your worth and value. For them, they're kind of they're waiting for you to break through, right? They're waiting for you to realize your divinity. Now, what I'm going to say is that 4 of Cups, it's not necessarily about them looking for other opportunities outside of this connection. I feel like they're looking for other opportunities to try and make you happy, to make you realize who you are. The process is making them feel ungrounded, especially when you start going into that kind of not judging yourself worthy enough. The Hermit card has to be coming out of some kind of hermit mode. I feel like that's them coming out of hermit mode and using their kind of magic skills, if you want to call it that, to manifest this situation better. You're then going to break away from this tradition, because I feel like the overall outcome card, the 2 of Pentacles, is I mean, there could be an element of both of you breaking some kind of karmic cycle if you're entwined, but I feel it's more about them realizing, yes, they've broken the karmic cycle. They're now in Queen of Wands energy. So the chances are, like I say, it's either somebody who's kind of waiting around for you to realize your worth and value, be it that you're just in an early stage connection or you're in a relationship. But I think you're going to be all right. I think it's just going to be a bit of a process over this next month of allowing this person a bit of space and time, using them allowing yourself some time and just being aware that this person is waiting for you, but not in a kind of stagnant way. They're trying everything that they can do to try and get through to you, who you are really. And I feel like they're going, like I said, they're going to use their kind of manifestation skill. Because what I've got coming into my mind, I don't normally use my psychic skills when I'm doing a tarot reading, but what I've got coming into my mind, it's like somebody going, have one of my wishes. So it's almost like they're giving up some of their manifestation abilities to allow you to step into that energy. Okay, but this is all about breaking a karmic cycle with yourself.